Hey everybody, welcome back to Prince's Friend, exploring music through Prince. Today I have an amazing interview with members of the original MPG, and this is one of my dream interviews, guys, like literally, and I couldn't have thought of a better three to like come and be in my presence today, or I guess I'm in your presence, I don't know. Either way, I'm happy. So just definitely starting off, I thank you for being here and for talking with us. What's that?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. And so the very first thing that I want to do is I want to clear the air, and I want to extend an apology to Mackenzie, because I did a review of your First Avenue show, and I called him Dewan through the whole thing.
Man, it's all right.
Because I read my notes wrong. I read my notes wrong. I'm like, oh yeah, the guy singing, his name's Dewan. Okay, cool. So Dewan was doing really good. But no, it was Mackenzie. And I sent you a Facebook thing after that, and I said, I'm so sorry.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I just want to, it's in there, it's in the public, it's done. I just want everybody to know. It was definitely a womp moment for me. So the first question I have is, whose idea was it to come back and do the original MPG?
I'm gonna put that on my man Mo. He pulled us together for the tribute, so I'll let you.
Well, you know,
you called me.
I called Tony, but you know, I spoke with Jill Willis, our manager. And, you know, she worked with Prince back when I first started at Paisley, and you know, and I said, you know what, this could get legs, you know, and the reason why is, man, it was seeing the crowds, talking to the people after that show was really something, you know. Everybody just came up and said how great it was to be there with all of the other folks, and just everybody was this big collective family kind of a situation, and it was really cool. And we felt that way, you know. We felt good, like I hadn't seen work with Tony in over 15 years, you know. So it was cool, man. It was just like, wow. This felt really good, you know. Let's get the old guys together, man.
Yeah.
And it just came together, you know. So we're very happy about it, man. And like I tell people, like, you know, as long as there's an audience, man, we'll share this music and you know, remember Prince's legacy, you know. He did everything.
Yeah. And Mackenzie, how did you get roped in to this? How did you get in line with these jokers in the band over here?
Well, they didn't really have to rope me. I was eager. Once, you know, Jill Willis actually reached out to me. I was doing a symphonic tribute to Prince, and there was a bass player, Andrew Boucher, who played with Prince briefly. And I guess he posted a video or something like that, and that's what Jill saw. She passed it on to Mo. They passed it around to the guys. And last February, Super Bowl live time, they asked me to come out and meet them, and just kind of fell in love with each other, and the rest is kind of history.
And so you guys all kind of got together. You brought Mackenzie in. Mm-hmm. How did the process of trying to figure out, like, playing together again, like, you know, Prince isn't there to be, you know, the leader.
Yeah.
Like, how did that, was it something you guys tried to structure, or did it happen, like, organically?
I would say it happened organically.
Yeah,
I don't think it just happened. For me, I had left the game for 20-something years. You know, I was a suburban dad coaching basketball for my daughters, baseball, swimming. You know, I was so far removed from the game. And then we went our first rehearsal, and I remember it was like riding bike. I remember coming home and telling my wife, it was just like, you know, it's the stories. We fell right in the pot, fell right back in together. I remember though, but it was still odd. There was that hole in the middle of the stage, right? There's certain cues I would look for, or Mo knew, you know, would hit, and it wasn't there. So, you know, everybody just had to step the game up and you know, and do the best we can. You know, just remember what he taught us that's it.
Very cool. You know what I just realized? I didn't even introduce who my guests were. Well, I just said, I got the MPG here. Suck it. Like,
rewind.
I'm the lucky one here. I know who these are. You don't need to know. No. So I'm going to introduce you, and then I'm going to put this at the beginning. So,
okay.
Oh gosh, I am so bad. today I actually have with me Mackenzie Green, Mr. Hayes, and Tony M with me. So super excited, and then I'm going to jump to the other side.
I guess he's going to edit that, so I'm just going to say that was a rookie move.
That was a rookie move. I'm so a rookie on, oh, trust me. Trust me.
Y'all got to keep that part.
Now, when you guys got back together, was it your plan to call yourselves the original MPG, or did you guys try to come up with some sort of other name like the original Seven did and After Us did?
That was one of the things. I mean, you know, with the NPG, it was such a long-running band, and it was many incarnations of the NPG. So for me, with this crew, it was just a thing of like, you know, these are the cats I came in. I mean, I wasn't even the original. I was in that early part, but you know, I wasn't there for the first records and whatnot. But it's like there's so many players that it came through the camp, and I just thought this was kind of a way to
Differentiate.
differentiate this group, and you know, who kind of started that, you know, that sound, what the MPG was. You know, I just said, that's the horse I rode in on, man. It's like that's the you know, prom date I had. So I just had to stay with it, man. And I mean, I love these guys, man. So it was that dynamic that caused us to like really focus, like, well, this incarnation is kind of what we got.
Yeah, and that's definitely where I'm at. Like, you guys are my horse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I got into Prince in 1990.
Okay.
And then, bam, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
so like that's me. So I did have some suggestions if you were gonna rename the band.
Oh, let's hear it.
One of them was actually the original MPG. So there you go.
Okay.
I have the Diamond lineup. Kind of like from Diamonds and Pearls.
Okay.
I have Tony M and his Funky Bunch.
Oh, man.
It got to be Captain Crunch in the front.
Captain Crunch, there you go. I have my last one that I had, because I had four, but one of them is the one you're using. The Banana Sandwich Crew.
Bananas. Mo.
Yep. The Banana Sandwich Crew.
I had to do that one on my own. But sometimes you come up with good names.
Banana sandwich crew.
The bananas.
I mean, that's what I'm going to call you guys from now on. That's all I'm saying.
Banana sandwiches.
So, can you guys tell us a little bit about the tour that you guys are going to be going on here?
Well, I mean, you know, as we pick up dates, man, we're just going to be trying to move around and do some dates all over the world, just wherever it makes sense. You know, the whole funny thing about looking at tours, you just got to line up stuff, so it's kind of like everything's in ducks in a row. So as things coming down the pipe, man, yeah, we're looking forward to coming out and playing it. You know, a lot of people ask us all the time on social media, when you coming to so-and-so, when you coming here, we're like, well, we coming, just hang in there.
Yeah.
So it's less of an established like tour, like with here are the dates. It's more like you're just popping up everywhere.
Yep, get in where you fit in.
Yeah. Are there any particular MPG songs that you guys are enjoying more kind of revisiting? You know, like one of my favorites was at the First Avenue show. I loved seeing You Do Deuce and a Quarter.
Okay.
Like on stage and stuff.
Right.
Like the only other place I heard it was on Gold Digger.
Right.
So it's like, you know, to actually see you on stage performing it, it was pretty awesome. But are there any ones that kind of stand out to you as like your favorites that you're performing now?
You can't ask me to pick a favorite.
I can and I have.
It's the problem. I mean, when you're working with music from an artist as prolific as Prince, they're all favorites. You know? So yeah, no, I'm not gonna pick a favorite.
Okay, yeah, you know, that's fair.
From someone who's been a fan to then going to be on stage with these gentlemen, it's honestly like my favorite moments on stage are when I'm not saying anything and I'm just sitting back and I get to look over to my right and see Mo getting it, and I look over to my left, I see Damon getting it, and I look back to my right and Tony's getting it with the guitar and spitting at the same time, and I'm just like, yo, pinch my soul. Like I'm really up here.
I feel it's like me in this room with you guys as you on stage with them. See,
Absolutely.
it's the 6 degrees of fandom. It's awesome.
Let me tell you a true story though. When I think you asked how he came to be, and then he came out to our first rehearsal. And I just wanted to reflect back on that real quick. I remember just this humble cat walking in the door, right? And he didn't know what he was getting into. And he walks in and he starts in on the first song, really reserved. And I knew he was holding back. But he hit a couple notes, and I just looked back at Mo, and I just went, there it is. It's a wrap. And then after that, I went to him, I said, man, son, you come on with it, man. You hold back on me, but I know it's there.
No, he didn't say hold. He said, hey, go get your cookies, bro.
That's right. I did. Go get some cookies, man. Yeah, but you knew right away. I mean, again, he came in with his own persona. He came in, you know, and we weren't looking for anybody to try to be.
Of course.
You know, so, especially coming with us.
Yeah. And that's actually kind of a follow-up question to that, because I mean, you kind of did come in, and even if they are not looking for you to fill in those big shoes, I'm sure the crowd is expecting you to do that. So how do you take this material and kind of make it your own?
Well, I mean, I've been a fan of Prince's my entire life, and one of the biggest things I took away from him was his authenticity. So because I have that mindset and I have that kind of respect for him and his artistry, I could never look at it. If they would have asked me to don a purple outfit, to do my hair differently, or to try to get his moves down perfectly, I would have said no, because I respect him too much. So I don't look at it as I'm trying to fill his shoes. I'm just trying to stand beside his shoes in my own and do the songs as good as I can, you know, and just try not to mess them up, try not to butcher them, so to speak, because we're talking about a man whose voice is second to none.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would be doing myself a disservice if I tried to be anything but me, and I just hope that, you know, somewhere, whatever his energy is, he feels that, he feels the respect that I have for him, and just trying to be myself through his music. And I'm finding new parts of myself through this process, doing that.
Well, the first thing I would say is if anybody ever asks you to cut your hair, do not let them convince you otherwise. What? No. Talking from a fellow fro guy here, all right? Mine's not as immaculate as yours, but it's all good. I'm just saying. So, Mr. Hayes, as I believe you were like the longest running band member with Prince, what do you think is going to be kind of the lasting like legacy? Like, what is Prince going to be remembered for?
Well, I can tell you, there's many things, because Prince, he did everything just great, which was annoying. Like, dude, I'm like, how do you get to be a photographer, a bass player, guitar player, you know,
actor?
He get married on a cruise ship. I mean, that was
Play ball, shoot pool, trivia, some ping pong, it doesn't matter.
crazy. You know, with so many things, man, it really all Prince. I remember one time he was complaining to me about like the press and how, you know, they just wear him low, you know, just all look crazy. But the thing is, he would say, they ask me about everything except music. I don't know, like I'm dating and all this other stuff. And he said, I am music, man. That's what, you know, the long and the short is for him. And everything else is just kind of secondary, tertiary to like what that was. He just loved music and he wanted to do music. People wanted to talk about that. I remember he just went on the media black. He said, I'm not talking to nobody unless they play music. And anybody that came in that had to do an interview with him had to play. We'd stop. He'd make a play, or if they could play, it was like, okay, you know. You know, but I think it comes down to this great, extraordinary body of work that he has, like, known and unknown.
Yeah.
Just like, that's the thing that's like, to me, the biggest thing. And of course, he did a lot of charity work, and of course, that's a big deal. Especially for you, if you were one of the receiving all of the great things that he did, you wouldn't look at it, but no, that's a great thing, trust me. And I know.
Yeah.
So, he was great about that, you know. And so that's, I think, one of the things. And like I said, as long as we're able to, we're just going to keep pressing forward on the MPG thing.
Yeah. That's one of the best things about being a Prince friend, is just that like I'd turn around and hear somebody else sharing like, have you heard this song before? And I'd be like, actually I haven't. But I have another Prince song years after he's gone, and there's new stuff for me to hear and enjoy and consume, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Prince had a lot of references to card games in his songs. Did he ever like throw like MPG poker nights?
No.
Did he actually play cards? Like, did you guys ever just play cards randomly?
No.
He just liked that analogy, I guess.
I did, no. Some ping pong or some hoop or something like that? Some hoops?
Yeah, ping pong.
We did all those, yeah.
All right.
We didn't play no spades or nothing like that.
Oh man, spades, that's my game.
Right?
All right, here's another doozy. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, Tony, did you and Prince ever have a rap battle?
Hell no. I'd spank that ass. Let me tell you something. So I'm gonna be real. I hope y'all think of this.
It is a tiny
It's a tiny ass as it is. No. He let me do my thing, and it is, man. So.
Well, I mean, because that's one of my favorite things is like those certain songs, like the flow and stuff, where like he would rap and you would rap and he would rap, and I was just wondering if there was any kind of like competition, or even if like not negative, but just like friendly competition.
Listen, I wish he would have wanted to try that one. He smoked me everywhere else, but he can't mess with them lyrics. That was my man. He get me everywhere else. I mean, he was a character, man. Like one thing we always talk about is that, what do we miss most about him, right? And one of mine, again, was his sense of humor and that laugh. And I mean, there's been plenty of times, man. He'd get me. He'd be out the board messing with you, and he'd say something smart about you. You go to try to reply and he mute your mic, right? So I get past that. All I would do is walk up to his microphone, and his microphone hit me right here. So I go, oh, very funny, Tony. So, yeah. Listen, man, he was a character.
Now, is the original MPG, is this something that you're looking to, like, this is just going to be a tour thing? Are you guys thinking about getting in the studio and recording new music?
We've already been we have a really, really great friend, and a gentleman named Corey Thompson that has what we call a dollhouse.
That's right.
We go there and we record.
Okay.
That's like, we've been putting I think we got the beginnings of some really good music. And of course, I think when you're really trying to make something special, you make a lot. So we're going to keep working on different songs and trying to really ferret out the sound and what the MPG sounds like, 2019.
Right.
And so we'll make these records. We'll put them in a pile, we'll evaluate, and we'll just keep working until we just refine what that is. That's what Prince did. That's why he has so much music in the vault. Right. He has 60 some songs he probably work on during the course of making a record. So that's just, I think that's what we learned from him, and I think it serve us to be wise to do the same.
Yeah.
To just work on as much as we can possibly work on, find that focus, find that sound. And so that whatever we put out there, man, it's just like the best we can do. It's the best that we can hand to people, because that's what we want to do, man. We want to do work till the Prince was somewhere looking, man. He'd be like, oh, no. No, they didn't do this one. They don't want the womp music. So.
Yeah. So we woodshedding, although Dollhouse is a high-end woodshed, but we getting it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. And I think if we do that, we have a winner. Just by staying true to what the MPG sound was, but I just bring it on in to 2020.
Yeah.
We can't let Bruno Mars own the fast space. You got to take a little slice.
Right.
But Bruno, we just want a little piece of the cake, bro. So, that's what we're doing.
Very, very cool. So this is a question that I ask all of my guests, especially the alum who I actually get to have on here. And it would be, what is your favorite Prince project that you did not have any involvement in?
The Black Album. That was funk at its finest, right? He was going through you know, all the other phases that was that, you know, Around the World Today. It was, you know, all the other stuff that people talk about, you know. That's when he dug deep and slapped you with that funk and just let you, let's not forget who I am and what I'm about, right? So just let me slap y'all with that real quick, right? So that was that north side for me. That when he came with that, I was like, all right, that's that brother I know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Black Album for you as well?
That Black Album.
All right.
So, I mean, Black Album was cool. For me, I can tell you, Sign of the Times.
Yeah.
It was like, I was playing in a band. Matter of fact, the same band that basically the Minneapolis group that did the Revolution. When they, was checking my band out.
Yeah.
We were on the road and radio. We were from Memphis at the time. We lived in Memphis, and it was crazy because we were getting ready to head out of the city, heading like down to Texas. We did a lot of dates in Texas, so we got a nice long van ride. And the dude on the radio said, he said, like, fresh off the press, I got Sign of the Times, folks. And he said, I'm telling you right now, if you got kids, tell them go somewhere else. They're gonna play this whole record front to back. So we're not gonna bleep it. We're not gonna do nothing. So if you got kids, it's Prince. So it could be something on there hot.
Right.
And that dude said, man, we're gonna play it. And they played the whole record. Man, we was driving, we had been on the road about an hour or something like that. We just throwing up in the van, like, God, because it's crazy, Sign of the Times, all the stuff coming on. Man, we started getting out of radio range, we just started slowing the van down. Pretty soon we just stopped. So we were like almost out of radio, trying to hit the last of this record, man. It wasn't no digital media, it was like, it was on the radio. That dude, someone played the whole album, dude. Like, what radio station would do that? And I just remember us, my band was dope. That's the reason why they was like, dude, we see a lot of our bands playing our stuff. You guys sound like us, And we would study the records, and man, we just sat in the band like, listen to this, man. This is so bananas, man. The sound and Prince's direction right now, just everything. That record was like epic to me. And he has a lot of great records, but I distinctly remember that one in particular because, man, that's the days when we used to just lay and wait for artists.
Absolutely.
Prince told me he used to do Larry Graham and all of them. Like, he said, man, we couldn't wait
for that new LP.
The new LP to drop. We'd be bust the door down at the record store, man. So that was Sign of the Times was one for me. And it just like the whole record just was on hit. Like the whole album was just, he ain't got a Buster song or nowhere to be found.
Right.
Yeah.
So most of mine. No, I mean, Sign of the Times for me for sure, specifically because of the cross.
Yes.
I wasn't allowed to listen to Prince when I was a kid. I was raised very spiritual. And I heard some of the stuff, obviously. I heard Purple Rain. Obviously, I loved it. But I was never able to, get into one of his records unless I was sneaking and listening to it because it wasn't nobody weren't allowed to listen to it. But the cross, I could play that.
Yeah.
And nobody would say anything. It was like, look, Mom, he's saying the cross. And it was the first time I heard what we call in the church secular music.
Yeah.
This music that's not gospel. It was the first time I heard a song that wasn't a gospel record that made me feel God.
Yeah.
And one of the things I loved about Prince, and specifically that album, because that's the one I really got into, Prince made me feel free as a black man. And even as a kid, I understood that he's doing things that he shouldn't be able to do. He's free in a way. You could point at him and call him R&B, but that's not R&B. He's a rock guy. Like, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing breaking all the rules. So as a kid who aspired to, even just touch the floor of his ceiling, you know what I mean? Like, that was just like eye-opening. That you can do this too. So Sign of the Times for me.
Dude, you're telling my story here, seriously. That's exactly how I feel about Prince. And that is one of the great things that I liked about it was, I remember watching the Purple Rain tour, and he started singing the song God. God made you, God made me, and the whole stadium is singing it with him. And I'm like, nobody else is gonna get that crowd to do something like that. No, that was amazing stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Oh gosh. Sorry, I'm getting shivers over here just thinking about it. That is actually all of my prepared questions. Did you guys have anything that you wanted to, we wanted to make sure was in the video, anything to promote?
No, I mean, I think we covered a lot. Again, just, letting y'all know that we'll be in your town soon, working on that new funky NPG stuff that will be coming. Tour dates will be coming out soon. Please hit us up at www.npg.net or newpowergeneration.net.
And we're hitting the States too.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
The States.
And we always show all the love to overseas. We hitting the States too.
And get mad too, man.
Yeah, I saw y'all on Facebook Live at the zoo or something, right?
Oh, we were Colonel Mustard, the Australian lizard.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys
Bob.
so much for coming and talking with me.
All right.
And thank you for watching. May you live to see the dawn.